the Silverlight Media Framework, source code entirely available. There are also tutorials available. But one thing you do need to be a developer to be able to customize or to extend this player, right? So there are a whole bunch of resources that's available here. And the good thing about this Silverlight Media Player is that it also supports this technology called smooth streaming. So it's a type of progressive streaming technology where we detect your connection on your client, because the Silverlight Media Player is running on your machine, right, on your browser. So we exactly know what connection speed you are running. And it sends this information over to the server side so that the server side only sends the video quality that pertains to your connection speed. So if I'm running a very low, if I'm under a very low connection speed, there's no point sending me a high definition video, right? Because it's a waste of bandwidth, and I would not be able to see that in high definition as well. So the Silverlight Media Player tells the server side that, hey, you know what? I'm actually under like a 250 kilobits per second bandwidth. Please send me a lower quality video, and we decide that on the fly how to send that to you. I'll show you a demo of how that works. But right now, what I want to do is I want to go back to my dashboard, and I'm going to add a Silverlight Media Player, if I can only find where that is. Let me go back to the dashboard. I'm going to create another post now. So let's go with the post and add new. And this will be a Silverlight Media Player, for WordCamp. Due to the plugin, I can also very simply just use a tag here, Silverlight Media, followed by a URL of that video. Now, I also have a video that I've copied into here called wildlife.mp4. So let me just copy that. So you can even take MP4. Besides that, of course, it accepts Windows Media Video format or WMV format as well. So I'm going to say http localhost / WordPress, okay, wildlife, and I can even set what kind of size I want. So maybe 480 by 300. Close that tag. Okay, and publish it. Okay, now to view post. There you go, the Silverlight Media Player is here. Click on play. Of course, you're going to fetch that video. Just give it a second. Should be able to pick that up. Probably it's not actually going out into this. It shouldn't be. There you go. I didn't do the pressing. So this was a video that I took. It was a high definition video, but I actually used a tool called Expression Encoder to encode that so that it's playable here. So if it's WMV, you can also play that. And this is actually written in Silverlight. Okay. So you may think that big deal, right? I can do that on YouTube or whatnot. So let me introduce to you the IS smooth streaming technology. And for that, let me bring you to a site which I've actually implemented. Okay, that I've got all this open up. Let me just find the right one. There you go. Right? So again, a very high definition video. And I'm going to use that user experience simulator and start playing that. Okay. So let's put this to full screen. Okay. So right now this is running on high definition. Okay. There's two pieces here. There's a client piece, which is Silverlight Media Player, and there's also the server-side piece, which supports smooth streaming. Right, take a look at the clarity and the high def of this video, right? So that's because everything is running locally. Right? But what if I am actually streaming this video off the internet right here in this room? There's no way I can actually view this in high definition. Right? You guys all know about that already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate that. I'm going to put this down to 238 kilobits per second. I'm going to bring this back to the front. And you take a look at this. This is actually measuring my connection speed, right? Real time. So now it drops down, and I play this again. So right now, if you take a look at this, although kind of looks, but you can see it's a bit blurry. It's a bit like VCD quality, right? Because it has detected that, and look at the river, it's not all that clear, the water is not that clear, especially the bird, right? It's a huge difference between what you saw on high def just now, okay? And I can actually play around with this. I can increase the speed. And then when you see Big Buck Bunny, which is this really huge, humongous rabbit, you see the clarity, right? Now it gets a bit, in no time, it should actually get a bit clearer. The frame rate is actually going up, but not. One way to really force this sometimes is do that again. This is actually simulating it, so expect that the simulator has some constraints. So now you see that there's more clarity. So, and that's what we do behind this technology. Everything is running real time, and we detect the connection for you. There's nothing that the user needs to do. Again, let me remind you, the reason why I'm playing around with this is because I just want to simulate this for you to see. Right? In actual sense, you won't even need to, all these things are transparent to you. We detect the connection speed, we tell the server to deliver just the right video quality down to you, and the most important thing is that your video doesn't ever buffer, right? So if you have some video content on your side and you wanted to give your viewers really good user experience, right? You might want to think about using some of this technology, right? Because sometimes I get really frustrated. I go over to a website, I go to YouTube, and when I play that video, right, and it buffers, right? So usually what I do is I put it on pause mode. I'm sure all you guys do that, right? Put it on pause mode, you do your work, check your emails, and a while later you go back and you watch that video, right? So that's what you do. Okay. Now, how do you actually encode all these videos? That we've got a very nifty tool for that, and it's called Expression Encoder. Right? Expression Encoder allows you to take in any video format. So if I click on import, allows me to pick up that wildlife video or whatnot. Under encode, I can choose what output format I want. So the one that I actually showed you, the Big Buck Bunny, that's IS full streaming. So this tool also allows you to encode that video in smooth streaming format, MP4, and also Windows Media format, or in other words, WMV. So I'm just going to choose MP4. You can also decide what is the bit rate that you want, but I'm just going to choose a whole bunch of default values there. Because encoding does take time, it uses a lot of resources on the machine. So I'm just going to encode 3 seconds of this video, and I can actually choose my template. So the good thing about this is that there are a whole bunch of templates available, and this is a Silverlight Media template. So I can choose something that looks like this, a pop-up, or I can choose something that looks a lot more sexier, like a Quicksilver template. Okay, and then I just click on encode. It's going to encode that video, and the moment it finishes encoding, it's going to bring up that slide. Don't worry, it's going to come up. Right? Just 3 seconds. Right? So that same video, I've encoded it in that format. If I want it to be in smooth streaming, I can do that. This is the Silverlight Media player. We've actually taken this to the next level. That same video, because we understand that's how people view videos. When they're in office or when they're in a place with fast bandwidth, they download that video, right? Maybe they put the computer to sleep, hibernate mode. They go back home and they watch that video, right? And for car enthusiasts, right, that's what they do. The car of their dreams, they get the video and they keep on watching it. And of course, some of you guys would actually use the download manager to pull that FLV file, right? But not really recommended. So we have implemented this thing here called Make Player Available Offline. That button that you see, that globe thing, I click on this and it prompts me. So this is a security feature. It says, do you want to increase the available storage? So my video is actually 1.5 megabyte, and this is another feature of Silverlight which allows you to cache any content locally on your machine. Right? And not only that, we've taken it to the next level. That same rich interactive application that's running in my browser, we can actually run it outside the browser. So I'm going to say yes, please download that, finish, and it says, would you like to put this player on the start menu or your desktop? So I say, let's put it on my desktop, okay? And the next time when it runs, so I'm going to click clear this, I'm going to go to my desktop. Desktop, where are you?